Hi guys, thanks for coming to the channel. I posted a video recently for my Minutia Mondays where we got into all the details, and I really do think travel is in the details. It really is for me. I love it. So this channel is for all of you guys who are overthinkers, over planners. You are not doing too much. I don't care what people say. I do not care what people say. You're not doing too much. So anyway, just tell those folks, I'm going to go find my channel, be in a safe space, get my travel planning together. Okay. So anyway, I wanted to give you guys a little, really a little story time. So just like the title says, this is how we did, honestly, the absolute best excursion in Athens. And I know I've talked about the included excursions a little bit. I think I'm going to talk about those even more just to let people know over and over again, different experiences, different things that I learned. But this is completely different. And this is how to create an excursion of your own. So with the Viking cruises, one of the amazing things about the way they set up their trips is that obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but for all of us that are on this channel and all of us who are overthinkers and who are into the minutia, you know that one of the benefits of the Viking cruise is that the excursions are included. And, you know, I even say this with my husband, like, nothing's free, but it's included. It is included in your husband package, okay? So nothing's free. It's included. So that should make people feel better, because a lot of times people think, oh my gosh, if it's free, is it going to be good? But you've got to keep in mind, you're paying like a good amount of money. So it's definitely not free. So this video is not about that. It's about how can you create your own excursion. So we know that there are included excursions and there are paid excursions that are offered up by Viking Cruise. Now, for me, I consider myself a very good planner, a very good event planner. I have Phoenix experiences. I've hosted hundreds of events. And as a matter of fact, I will invite you guys to travel with me. If you are interested, I have like 4 trips that are going to be coming up over the next 18 months. And so if you're interested, let me know. For members of this channel, not subscribers, but not just subscribers, but also members. If you decide to sign up to be a member, it's something new that I have started to put out. You'll hear about the trips first. So I'm getting ready to announce them and become a member so you can get it first. And then of course, every subscriber is going to find out. I'm just being honest with you. So we don't do a lot of Uber exclusive things, but you will get a first look at the trips if you become a member. So if you're still hanging in here with me, like the video suggests, how do you create your own excursion? So this was an accidental moment. So we've all heard the expression accidental tourists, right? So that is a real life situation of how we took a crazy situation and turned it into, honestly, a very, very good day. And the result is a tip for each of you guys. So some of you all may know that I seem to lose my luggage on every trip. So first and foremost, 2 words: bag tags, bag tags, bag tags. Watching one of my videos on lost luggage, please do that. Every trip, lost luggage. But on this particular trip, this is the pre-days before a Viking cruise. And the beautiful thing about having a day or so is that you do have a chance of getting your luggage. But this is about how we created an excursion using a local taxi driver. I know. Right. That's what you're here for. These are gems. These are travel gems. Travel is in the details. So why just sit on a boat for 2 days at the at the port when you could create your own excursion? Absolutely. I am a huge fan of the paid excursions, but I, as a as a person who's in the details, I have a few corrections, a few modifications for excursions that are planned and provided. They may not be absolutely everything you want. For me, there are times when I want things to be longer. There are times when I want things to be shorter. There are times when I want to go to a wine bar and taste wine and just do things like that. There are times when I just don't want it to be guided. I don't necessarily need to have a guide, the whole umbrella, like we're wearing like matching scarves. Like there are times when I want that. There are times when I don't. So this is just a tip. If there are things that you'd like to do in a particular city, or if you'd like to explore and create your own excursion of maybe going to 3 wineries or 3 restaurants and just creating your own taste of the city. Or if you're a scholar in a particular area, like my daughter is studying cultural anthropology, or I was really interested in doing some things that were about the journey of Paul in Athens and in that part of the country. So believe it or not, taxi drivers are in the business of making money off of tourists. Who knew? I'm having full sarcasm today, but they will drive you anywhere you want to go. I highly recommend that you give some suggestions of where you'd like to go, if you want to have a small itinerary planned out, and a budget that you have in mind. The last thing you want to do is go into a city and have them start turning the meter on, because yes, in a lot of cities internationally, Uber may not be as prominent, or it may be equally prominent with the taxi drivers. So you can choose Uber, you can choose a taxi driver, but negotiate the rate of your excursion or your excursion day up front. And it can really run you the same cost as an excursion you would have paid for on the boat, or you can actually get a chance to see a lot more sites for the same cost. So for us, we went everywhere we wanted to go in Athens, and we paid about $120, but we went everywhere. We went to Parthenon, we went to the Colosseum, we actually went to a McDonald's. So we did everything, because sometimes that the choices and the things that you want to do may include an eclectic mix. You may want to go to a shopping mall, a McDonald's, a museum. That is the combination that you get to create. I would say 2 or 3 things on that. I always took all my belongings out of the car. So even though your taxi driver is going to stay with you the whole day, they're planning to stay with you for however long, don't ever forget that the value of them staying with you needs to outweigh the value of what you were leaving in the backseat of that car, okay? So if you've negotiated $120 for your excursion, don't leave $800 worth of items in the backseat, okay? Because they'll weigh the numbers and say, well, let me just leave with their luggage, instead of waiting and being a good person for the $120. So I will say I took my backpack with me at all times, because if they decided to leave, then they don't get their money. I mean, it's the best of both worlds. That would be great. You got to do everything you want to do. They left. You don't pay them. You get all your stuff. Then you can come back and give me a tip report on how well the tips worked. But we had an amazing time. It's a really good way to curate the ideal custom way that you'd like to spend your day. It also cuts out 9 hours of doing something or driving somewhere just to spend 45 minutes doing an excursion. So I highly recommend it. I would say also let the folks on board the ship know where you're going, what your plans are, and you probably have a relationship with someone on the boat at this point. So send the license plate of the taxi, or put your tracking on for someone just to be safe. But I hope you enjoyed this tip. And if you did, like and subscribe to the channel so you can get more of them. And if you are traveling somewhere this month, then let us know where you're going, and bon voyage.